Drop everything. These are the tips and the 8 mistakes you absolutely must avoid. Please welcome Shanna Landolt. You're with the Landolt Group. Okay, number 1. A little proactive. If you're not out of a job yet, you might be, so start the search and networking now.
One of the mistakes that people make in a job search is they think, oh, I'm comfortable in my job, I love what I'm doing, I'm not looking for work, so they don't network and they don't increase their LinkedIn network, and then all of a sudden if something happens and they find themselves unexpectedly out of work, they're back at ground zero with nothing to do in terms of, no place to go, and they're like, how do I find, where do I network, and it takes time.
And if there's a huge layoff where hundreds in your business are fired, there's a lot of competition all of a sudden in the market.
There is. So you want to make sure that your network is always filled up, and you want to look at every job right now as temporary. You never know what will happen.
Good point. Start networking. You say, hey, don't hang on to the emotional baggage, because people pick up on your depressed vibes.
They really do. So if you've just been downsized and all of a sudden you're upset or you're angry or you're hurt or you don't know why it happened, take a couple of days, go talk to some people and make sure that you're not raw or angry in your interview. It communicates. People know.
Make sure you're ready for it, right?
That's right.
Otherwise it can ruin your chances.
It can.
You can never make a first impression, or it takes how many times to erase that bad first impression?
Dina, it takes 200 times the amount of information to erase a bad first impression.
Whoa. Okay. Having an incomplete LinkedIn profile is a no-no.
It is. It is. Often people set up their LinkedIn profile and then they forget about it. And people will make mistakes like they'll have a photo, their wedding photo, or a picture of them with their children or their dog. You want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is professional. So it has a picture of you in a professional environment. You want to make sure that the summary has all of the keywords that someone would use to find you in a job search.
Wipe out the personal stuff. Leave that maybe for Facebook.
That's right.
And number 4, do not have a messy digital footprint.
Oh,
it sounds so obvious, but people don't get jobs because their bosses search and they see crazy drinking pictures on a Friday night.
Exactly. So according to Forbes, of employers who actually look at your digital footprint, which is now everybody, if you're in a job search, you will get Googled. A third of those employers didn't hire people because of what they saw online.
So pictures of some sort of partying, negative comments, if you're nasty online via Twitter or Facebook.
Right. You even have to be conscious of what you're wearing in your photos. Yep. Nothing provocative.
Okay. Sending LinkedIn requests without personalizing the message.
That's right. So if you send a LinkedIn request and you don't personalize the message, somebody could easily say, well, I don't know you, and they'll click the I don't know button. Now, the problem with that is if that happens 3 times, LinkedIn can actually shut down your profile.
They boot you out.
Exactly. Okay. So even if you don't know the person that you're introducing yourself to, give a little bit of background. Say why you want to connect with them, how you're related. You may be a member of the same group. You might be in the same industry. Personalize it so they don't feel that they're being spammed.
Or refresh their memory or create that connection.
Yes.
If you are about all take, no give, not good.
That's right. When we're networking with people, the more you're generous, the more you contribute to people, the happier people are to give back. So if somebody's always asking for something from you but never giving anything back, you start to get a little resentful. So make sure you give first.
So good. Reciprocate. Plan your first impression. So this includes eye contact, firm handshake, dress appropriately.
That's right. You can never undo a first impression. So even if you're nervous, if you're shaking in your boots, you just want to take a deep breath, put your shoulders back, and make sure that you are confident, that you look happy, that you look like the best you can possibly be.
Fake it.
That's right. Fake it till you make it.
Finally, poor etiquette. Do not show up late. You go through a whole bunch. Don't drink too much the night before. Again, seems obvious, but people make these mistakes all the time.
Well, interesting about drinking, where that often happens is at networking meetings where there's a bar and people are holding a drink in their hand. Switch it up with water, because if you're at a networking event and all of a sudden you're on your 3rd glass of wine, people become a little bit suspect of your professionalism.
And you talk about the fact that when you are speaking with someone, focus on them. Don't look behind them for someone more interesting, because that person may give you that job.
That's right. Have you ever been at a networking event, you're talking to someone and they start going like this?
Yes.
Yes.
And you kind of want to say, should I leave? Did you want to talk to someone? Well, why am I standing here then?
Be interested in the person you're talking to.
Well said. Very interesting stuff, Shanna. LandoltGroup.com. Good luck with that search, everybody. Very valuable tips. We'll be back with more BT right after this.